Don't drop your grain of salt. You need that so you can think for yourself. But don't let me tell you what to do. That's your job. Is free will real or illusion? The question circles like a hawk above the mind. How about this? Two kids come to a fork in the road. One stops. He looks left and right. He thinks, which way should I go? He listens quietly, not just to thoughts, but to the deeper sense inside him, a sense of what feels right, of what feels right in his heart. Then he chooses. The other kid, he doesn't pause. He simply steps forward, taking one path without a second thought. Now, which kid has free will? Or better, are they both exercising it in their own way? Here's something to consider. If you're sitting there wondering if free will is real or just an illusion, you're already using free will. You're choosing to question, to analyze, to consider. But wait, why would you use free will to doubt it exists? If you didn't have free will, this questioning itself wouldn't be a choice. It would just happen to you. So, even in doubt, you're demonstrating that you have some freedom to choose where your attention goes, what ideas you entertain. It's like this. Free will isn't always making the right choice or controlling everything perfectly. It's about having the capacity to pause, to observe, to decide, even if sometimes the choice is to act quickly, or to trust a feeling, or to follow a habit. The first kid uses his free will to stop, think, and feel. The second kid uses his free will to simply move. Neither is less free. Both are expressions of choice. What matters is how you meet the moment. Are you aware of your choice? Are you engaged in the decision? Or are you on autopilot? Free will blooms in presence, the space between stimulus and response. So maybe next time you find yourself asking, is free will real or an illusion? Notice how that question itself is an exercise of freedom. You could have chosen to think about something else, but instead you chose to question. That's where your power lies, not in perfect control, but in the simple act of choosing to be present, to be aware, and to decide. That is the choice. Imagine this. You wake up, and the first thought that comes is to hit the snooze button. The second thought is to get up and start your day. You pause and ask yourself, do I want more sleep, or do I want to move forward? You weigh it. That pause, that moment to consider, that is free will in action. Another day, you're rushing late, and your brain doesn't stop for a second. You grab your keys and leave without thinking. You're still making a choice, even if fast. That's free will too. You get a text from someone who upset you last week. You feel the impulse to reply angrily, but instead, you breathe and choose to respond calmly or not at all. You feel what it would feel like to respond calmly. You feel what it would feel like not to say anything. That pause, that awareness, that is the power of free will. Now, if you were wondering if free will even exists, notice that the very act of wondering, questioning, analyzing, feeling is free will. Why? Because without free will, your mind wouldn't choose to question or doubt. It would just react automatically, like a machine. So even if you think free will is an illusion, the fact that you can pause and ask proves you have some freedom. It's not about having perfect control over every little thing. It's about the simple fact that you can choose to notice, to reflect, to respond differently. Sometimes you act without thinking. That's your free will choosing speed. Sometimes you stop and weigh options. That's free will choosing care. Both are expressions of freedom. So the real question isn't, is free will real? It's, how do I use my freedom in this moment? Because freedom lives in the space where you notice you have a choice, even if that choice is to step quickly or to wait and feel. That space, that presence is your true power. The other day, someone said, "What is your best piece of advice?" I said, "Give your heart a voice. Speak to it. Speak with it. Listen to it. You come to a decision? Ask your heart, does this feel like expansion? Ask your heart, does this feel like constriction? Sometimes you won't have to ask, because you will already know, because you already felt it, and you already made a choice. So what is real? Well, how does it feel? Does it feel warm and fuzzy like truth? Or does it feel cold and lifeless like a lie? Some people will smile and say beautiful words to try to get you to do something, but it doesn't feel right. Other people, it feels so right, you don't even have to think about it. Free will is a choice. Unless nobody ever told you you were making one. In which case, you just never knew you were.